Hi, you're welcome to Speaking Life with Favor Napoleon. And today, I know a lot of you want to come to Ireland, or those who are already in Ireland, but there's something they don't tell you. If you want to know the minimum wage in Ireland and how much those living in Ireland is collecting, as in packing, what makes other people feel Ireland is a good place to come. Guys, I'm going to be sharing it with you in this video, and keep watching if you want to know how is this money, what's going on. This video is for you. So guys, in Ireland, one thing I observe is every age frame has different minimum wage they receive. You know, the basic minimum wage, it was increased this year to €13.50 per hour. Those who are 19 years old receive €12.15 per hour. And those who are 18 years old receive €10 per hour. Under 18 receive €9.45 per hour. So different age frame, you know, how money they receive in Ireland. But today we're just going to be talking about the basics. You know, there are people who just come to Ireland, they haven't studied here, they don't have any profession already, they do the normal menial job that people pick, like working in the restaurant, you know, working in the warehouse, working in a supermarket store, you know, just doing normal basic job, driving, you know, all those kind of jobs. You know, driving has its own category because there are licenses that you need to have, trainings you need to have if you want to have a top up in your field. But today we are just talking about the basic salary. €13.50 is approximately 2,000. That's the basic salary that basic people receive. We're not talking about the professional like medical doctor, lawyers, you know, all those health related profession, the tech and all that. But just a basic salary of this people who does this normal job, you know, does, let's say, approximately 2,000 in a month. But what they don't tell you, what they don't tell you is that's before tax. You know, after tax, I'm not going to use those who have families already, you know, to explain this video. Just for the basic, a single person, you know, you receive 2,000, and after, okay, let's say even before the tax, 2,000, feeding, food and bills in the house. Maybe food and bills in the house is probably 300. I'm using a single guy now, or a single lady. The first one is the house rent. Probably between 800 and 1,004 to get a basic house, one room or a self-contained, is in that range. In Dublin, it's 1,800. If you can get a one room for 800, or between 800 to 1,004. If you want to get a studio where you don't want any disturbances, you alone and your house, is about 1,004. So that's the rate. Then we come to food. That house, you have to pay bills. There are some houses that come without bill. If you are cooking, you can spend basically 300 in a month. But if you are not cooking, you are just buying, you're going to spend more than that. But if you are cooking, you're going to spend, let's say, 300 in a month. Then when I go to transportation, where you're working, you have to take a bus or for a car, put gas in your car to go there, you're going to spend another money. But if where you are, you have to use a leap car to go every day, you're going to spend approximately €100 for that. So €100, 300, okay, let's say the house rent is actually 800 plus 400, that's 1,002. Now we are coming to insurance. Something must be insured. It might be your car, it might be something somewhere, you know, something extra, miscellaneous. You know, at the end of the day, you'll be able to save like 200 or 300. I know as I'm making this video, some people will say 300. Where will I see the 300 to save? But if you are prudent in your spending, you definitely get that extra to save. So that is the basic salary in Ireland. Let no man deceive you. Yes, let no man deceive you. So the basic salary that people receive in Ireland is basically 2,000, and there are people who receive less than that. You know, people who receive even 1,800. Then now, we did not talk about the tax. Once the tax is removed, you know that the money is no longer up to 2,000 anymore. The money that is coming to you after tax should be about 1,700. you know, at the end of the day. And one good thing about Highland is that there are companies that pay weekly. There are some companies that split the money 500 within 4 weeks. They pay weekly, and there are other companies they don't pay weekly, they pay monthly. So each of those months that 500 is supposed to come to someone who is to receive payment at the end of the month might receive like 400 or even less than, or probably 420 or less than that. And at the end of the day, by the time the tax is removed, what the person is getting at the end of the day should be about 1,700. But this is not for those who are professional, who are handling managerial position in their companies. Their monies are higher. So this is basically what is being received in Highland. Let no man deceive ya, you know. So for basic jobs, but all the professional jobs, you know, those kind of position, executive position, the director, their funds, their money are different. But the basic salary in Ireland, the minimum wage is €30.70, and it was just increased recently. Initially it used to be €12.70. So for those of you who are planning to come to Ireland or who are already living in Ireland, I'm going to give you a bonus suggestion. You know, that was one thing I observed when I came to Highland. You know, I observed it early. Like my first 1 month in Ireland, I noticed shops where you get the groceries, their prices are different. You know, there are shops that I don't want to call names, but will I be forced to call one now? I don't know. So there are shops that has lesser prices. You know, there are other shops that are very expensive. You know, their things are expensive. You want to get a milk now, or water or milk. Let me not use water. You want to get milk, and in a particular shop they are both the same thing, the same products, you know, sometimes, and you see one for €5, and in other shop is €12. So you have to put those kind of shop into consideration, whereby the money for feeding can come down. There are shops that sell lesser, they still sell the same thing, the same product, but they sell the same thing and theirs is even more expensive. So you look into those kind of shops so that your bills for especially the shopping, because that's one of the things that you cannot escape in a month. We must eat, you must eat, except those who are eating out. You know, most young people, they don't cook in Ireland because of the way the system of the country operates. You know, there are restaurants everywhere. The restaurant can't even feed the people living in it. But let's not go into food. This video is about the minimum wage and how the financial, you know, rates in Ireland is. So the minimum wage in Ireland is €30.70, and it was initially €12.70. It was just increase of recent, and this is it. There is no backstory to this. This is how the basic people living in Ireland, this is the basic money they receive. Any other person that is receiving more than this has to be people who are handling certain position, and those who are in a different sector like health, tech, you know, executive directors, you know, they tend to earn high. So guys, that brings me to the end of this video. Thank you so much guys for watching, and I'll definitely see you in the next one. Bye.